Yeah, Kiriko's never leaving the meta. Hasn't now for what 5, 6 years of the game. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's the Mizuki that has been quite interesting to me. Has
Mm.
come up just in the most recent patch or so. Really, just started to dominate the meta.
Yeah, it does so much damage, right? That's what Mizuki is
Hmm.
there to do. Is just you really want to chain somebody, burst them down. If you can find that for primary target, in this case, maybe the ball is what you're looking for. There's a lot of mobile heroes on the Crazy Dodo squad. Let's see how they maneuver onto the point.
Yeah, with the chain as well from the Mizuki getting that ball down. The Sigma as well coming through from Kevin is has been creeping his way up into the meta, I think, with certain tanks out of his way. But it looks like it's gonna be a sim TP onto the point for Vanirquick Norway here.
They want to set up. They have to have this kind of like bunker comp of old, if you will. Get all the turrets available, start buzzing people. This Symmetra is so hard to work into, and the Tracer doesn't want to dive into the Beehive for sure, and might be diving into the grave, but it will be Reflect who's the first to succumb to the damage. That's Tona on the Tracer, securing the kill. This Wrecking Ball causing some problems and corralling the side of Vinar Norway into this hidey hole.
Yeah, but honestly, the wrecking ball here, as much as the distraction they're doing, it's the tracer they need to worry about. It's the DPS. Just as much as you look at the wrecking ball, your backline is getting absolutely pummeled here, and as soon as that first pick goes down, it just means an easy follow through for the rest of Crazy Dodos.
It's the rock paper scissors, right? Dive beats poke, poke beats brawl, brawl beats dive, whatever it is. And so this full on dive for the Crazy Dodos, they just go right past the barrier from Kevin, dive on the backline and squish the Mizuki. I mean, yeah, he's got the shiftiness, but not that shifty, all things considered. So definitely a diveable target for sure. But now, how do they hold on to the point, the Dodos?
You'll see, like with the Sigma and the Symmetra from Vanirquick, it's quite easy for them to hold, right? And it's quite easy for them to poke out and potentially get a good retake, potentially even TP onto the point. So it's gonna be definitely interesting to see Hustle Daddy here, trying to keep that high ground, but does have to run away.
ABC, they were looking. We needed them to start popping off. They have the Deadeye available for this next engagement, but Ryan has to stay alive, so close to death. Where is the healing? There it goes, finally on the board, and that's the Kenkai Sanctuary that's been leveraged to keep the team alive. But this overclock from this off angle has found one. The opposite number felled from the plasma rifle shots, but all the while, the point has been flipped in the way of Vanirquick. This has been a back and forth affair. The Tracer diving in. It's an explosive one on the point. The landmines doing the work. The Wrecking Ball finding some eliminations. But wait, what is this? Hustle Daddy has slid off the point and died. But Crazy Dodos are trying to claim the point for themselves. Multiple members here are hounding Kevin to give up the point.
Honestly, that was looking really good for Crazy Dodos there until Hustle Daddy comes off the point. You're looking at 3 ults used for Vanirquick here, and you're up in a numbers advantage, and I don't know, Kevin comes through with the flux, Hustle Daddy falls, and it's just the point continues to go. 70%, still not that much percentage gain from Crazy Dodos, and it's looking quite a comfortable position for VQ here.
As you mentioned, Lag, it's that war of attrition, right? And that's where Vanirquick can kind of excel with this poke comp. They can just whittle you down and then make their way onto the point. But I've seen Ryan now has switched over to the Tracer. Feels like we need to match Tona, but it's a sound barrier engaged, didn't connect onto the tank. A little bit of a misplay, but they're focusing on Kevin. They have to dislodge this Sigma from the point. Reflect will find their opposite number, a great kunai, and oh no, the Wrecking Ball rolls right into the grave, and the dominoes start falling there after the overtime. Wick will burn. Only one member remains here. They're pushing them away, and Tona will fall. Make that Shrek 2, and round 1 goes the way of Norway.
That is insane. You could see there that the Crazy Dodos, they knew their win condition, right? Kevin has to fall. He doesn't get the beat. That is a critical, the easiest pick you'll see. All 5 of them shooting him down, but for some reason the heals from VQ Norway were just too much, and with the entire focus of Crazy Dodos onto Kevin, it just means that your front line can just clean up the entire team.
It's Kevin just taking so many resources, right? We always talk about how hero shooters is about ability management, and if you're expending everything to try to take the tank down, you've got nothing left in the tank for all the other 4 members that you need to fight. And that is what the Sigma is so good at, right? You can just cycle through your kit expertly to just whittle down the other team and draw out those resources. We're seeing Ryan here on the Symmetra, probably just for the teleport.
Yeah, switching over to the Tracer there to maybe try and get the best of Tono over this, and we've seen quite a good performance from them so far, so maybe Ryan can can match that quite well. Hustle Daddy on the Freya, though, is what's going to interest me here.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Freya myself. I'm still trying to get some of those sprays. I don't have them all yet. And she can do some damage, but you have to really find these final blows and be facilitated in that way. But diving into the backline is Bosch the tank. They're trying to roll through the Cassidy here, maybe dislodge them from protecting their supports, but won't find any purchase so far.
Yeah, it looks like VQ Noah here. They've got quite a good bunker set up in the cage there as they look to take on the point. Kevin does find Tona early now, and it looks like Hustle Daddy has to will fall as well. Oof. Not an ideal start for Crazy Dodos here.
Yeah, definitely not. And that's where kind of Freya, like, trying to take the off angle. You are by your lonesome, and if so you don't get the pocket heals from the Kiriko, you kind of feel bad, right? You got to find those health packs if you can, and this will be the go button for Vanirquick to go and take this choke point, make sure they can't get any touches onto the point.
See Kevin just being so aggressive here. They know they have the sustain, they have the cooldown cycle like you mentioned. It doesn't matter because Crazy Dodos just have to keep on backing up, and it just means more percentage gains, more space gained, and VQ just not being punished for it.
I mean, I feel like maybe something else, like maybe the Reaper or something that will force this Sigma to feel uncomfortable in the space. The Freya just not enough, and in a quick round like this, it's hard to get your stacks online. The Mizuki will be taken offline, but Hustle Daddy will find the kill. Bosch traded out for that backline, but they haven't gotten any percentage on the point. It's still for Vanirquick.
Look at the old board as well. They got the matching Kitsunes. The bowler shot is really the only thing they have here for Crazy Dodos. You don't really have that beat from Shrek yet to match up on the Flux, so it's really just looking for that opening pick without investing too much here.
Open with a Kitsune Rush. This Fox Spirit certainly guiding them, and that'll be a pile driver to squish Mizuki into the dirt. To counter this, though, the Deadeye has been popped and will pop one in the head, but dang, these Kitsune Rush is so freaking strong. It's a tidal wave of red in the kill feed. They'll finally flip it their way.
Wow, yeah, no, fair enough there from Crazy Dodos. The Kitsune early there straight into the front of them. That's definitely what they needed. Like Kevin, as we've said so many time and time again, Kevin just keeps on just taking it and not being punished for anything. But the fact that they just needed a Kitsune Rush, like that was what they needed. Out of all of that, 80%, like a whole round's worth of things. You can't keep doing that every round though, right? And as the beat comes out from Shrek, it does match the pulse bomb from Ryan finds two.
Oh my word, an explosive engage from either side. Pulse bombs and landmines abound. And that was a great Gravitic Flux to take on 3, but even a better sound barrier to keep the team alive. Daytona needs to be the clean-up crew. It's been a wild fight, but the point still remains with the team in red.
Yeah, maybe this is what we see it now. We've seen a bit more in their comfort zone. They were having some troubles getting to break into Vanirquick's composition, but maybe now that they're on the defending side, they have a bit more space to play with. The ball can run around a bit more safely, so this could be the start of a stronger hold here.
This is where the Mizuki is clutch. The trains almost take down the Wrecking Ball. Bosch must roll away and heal up with a health pack, and all the while the Bola is eaten. Hustle Daddy was waiting for the prime opportunity, but Kev quick on the trigger. They're finding this Wrecking Ball once again, the adaptive shield to keep him alive just for now. But man, what a nuisance the Wrecking Ball has become. Shrek on the other side has found the Tracer. That's not a duel you see them win every day. 3 members on the point, and it flips for the team in gold.
Yeah, definitely. Even though Shrek finds the pick onto the Tracer there, it's not quite enough as the rest of the forces from Vanirquick take a hold. Isaac now finding the ball just as he tries to get away. Looks like 99% counting here as Crazy Dodo. They're trying to make their final push here, but it's not quite working as Ryan just finds everyone, really.
Really does. The overtime wick will burn as the kill feed is shining in gold, and the touch does not come through, and Ilios will go the way of Vanirquick.
Yeah, just an incredible performance. You see, like the opening on both points, they just had a quick, easy rotate, bam, set up. We are taking this bunker onto the point, and then that'll get them at least 50%, maybe even 80, and it's you just see them so comfortable. So there's never a moment where VQ seemed like they were struggling or like they were maybe down a few players. They just seemed so confident all the time.
Do you feel like the Wrecking Ball was still the move? Do you feel like maybe the Winston could have helped? I mean, I love Wrecking Ball. When I do play tank, I try to play Wrecking Ball as much as I can. But if you're gonna work the dive, maybe Winston could have helped. Maybe the Doomfist, or maybe you try to match the Sigma instead and see what you can do. Because that Mizuki was literally putting the Wrecking Ball in handcuffs.
Yeah, I think the Wrecking Ball can work. I just don't think there was enough team play from them, right? Like the Wrecking Ball comes in, takes all the attention, gets down to 1 HP, has to retreat, and the whole time the backline just isn't really being pressured that well. And I feel like maybe if they could do that, then it could work a bit better for them. But yeah, maybe like you said, something else could work a bit better for them. If we're looking at different map types here, like maybe something like an escort, much longer sight lines, would be much better for a Sig matching. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, maybe the Sigma won't even be available because we have the ban phase, of course, and if Kevin was just so stalwart on the Astrophysicist, then just maybe take him off the board. And as you mentioned, Escort will be the next map when we go to Rialto. That's my hometown there in Italy, and I like this one. I mean, at least on defense, Sigma can be pretty good here.
Definitely. I think if you're Crazy Dodos, right, you ban the Sigma or you match it. And if you Kevin looked pretty strong on that Sigma, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Sigma ban here. You got like such great sightlines for them on this map. That being said, the Diva now is back in play, so we could maybe be seeing that.
Yeah, I like the Diva here too, and yeah, okay, as predicted, the Sigma won't be available in this one. Wrecking Ball, not a huge fan on Rialto. The streets are just too tight, too small for the Wrecking Ball to maneuver, because I was thinking like, okay, maybe you take out the Mizuki to open up the Wrecking Ball and help him along here, but maybe they'll save that for a different map type. If they're going to Rialto, they have a specific game plan here, the Dotos. I mean, you mentioned the Malga, we might see that. Orisa, I like here too.
Yeah, Orisa's not too bad right now. You know, plays a similar role to Sigma, great poke. Yeah, I also quite like Mauga on this map. I can't lie. I mean, personally, that's just me. I play a lot of Mauga myself. Has been quite strong now. Is really good at like, especially on the defense, just walking back and forth. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Kevin will stick to something like an Orisa, keep that poke style comp, or if they're gonna switch it up entirely.
Freya is the ban.
Okay.
This is interesting. I mean, I didn't think that Hustle Daddy was doing that much work on the Bounty Hunter, but maybe they're just kind of like, we need to take something off the board. Let's try to limit Hustle Daddy's hero pool and not limit ourselves as well. So, like, we're not going to play Freya. Let's just remove her from the game.
Yeah, I guess, like, yeah, you're not going to get rid of the Tracer because you're already playing that. You're not really going to get rid of Cafty or anything. Yeah, Freya, like, could be useful. Like, I think maybe a Lucio ban might have been better here. Yeah, like you didn't really see VQ playing much Lucio, but and Shrek was quite powerful on that hero as well. But maybe it's saving that for like a different map. But yeah, as we're going to Rialto, the Freya's off the board. That does mean the Pharah is back in play though.
True. Yeah, when it comes to Lucio, maybe on like push or Flashpoint, right, where Lucio can really be a pivotal member on your team. Maybe save that ban for then. So we'll see. But yeah, I like Rialto here. And as you mentioned, the Pharah, so many of those environmental capabilities here. People off the bridge going into the canals of Rialto. I really like this. The skybox is pretty good. Maybe not on the third point. Maybe you peel off of the Pharah there. But first two definitely can get a lot of work done.
Yeah, definitely as well. Along that like that first rooftop, when you've got like the two bridges on either side, just going back and forth across there, spamming it a bit of a damage in and getting out, like, so powerful on there. Yeah, and like you said, the environmental boop capabilities. We'll be getting into the game not too shortly now. We're just waiting for a couple of players to get into the lobby, and then we'll be with you. But yeah, I guess what else sort of things would you expect from this now? Like, do we think we'll see a Pharah coming, or do you think that ban was more just for the threat of a Pharah?
It could be, but we know how prolific these DPS players can be on Crazy Dodos, so I'm thinking like Pharah is pretty nasty as a character, as you mentioned. So it could be they've done some research and they know, yeah, there's Heather right there on the Pharah immediately. Yeah. So yeah, they did their research. They knew what the other team was going to bring to bear. But look at this. The Cat Bastion is being
dear. Yeah. Well, yeah, like we said before, the Diva's on the table now. So maybe Crazy Dodos want to pick up that. At the minute, they are going to stick on the ball. Even though, we were literally just saying it wasn't working too well for them. So especially now with like the Mauga, You don't have the Mizuki now for Norway, so maybe that means it's a bit freer for the ball to run around, but there's not really much they can run onto, to be honest. Obviously, the Cat Bastion's going to be in the sky, and Kiri can just TP all around the place along with the soldier running. Like, I don't really see much this team can collapse onto.
And like we talked about, the streets are pretty narrow here for the Wrecking Ball. Look, he can barely fit over the bridge.
No,
oh my
geez.
gosh. That was so close. Okay, this distraction squad is in full effect here for Bosch on the Wrecking Ball. Maybe just trying to figure out where the team is, but the Cat Bastion is diving right in on the backline. There's no tank in the dive. Coordinated to perfection. They take down 2.
Yeah, honestly, like, as far as this comp goes, I think that's just what we're going to keep seeing, right? Every single fight, unless they switch things up. Heather, though, does manage to find 2, and I'm not necessarily... Never mind.
I mean, Lag, this does benefit the attackers, right? They've got the closer spawns, so if any eliminations you can get might give you some free push, but with this Cat Bastion available, there's a lot of healing that they can put out here, and then you have the tank, and you have the Bastion, you feel like you've got a good fortress to defend.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can see Kevin here, he's just holding this corner, and he's literally just going to run back and forth on the car, in the corner, on the car, in the other corner, and it's like, he's not going to get that much punish unless, well, he gets the anti now, but yeah, no need. Bastion clears.
Who cares about anti if you just got lifesteal, man? Just give me the overhealth, right? And so he'll just do the cardiac overdrive and heal himself up. Kevin looking like the MVP for Vanirquick Norway. They hold once again. The time continues to dwindle here for the Crazy Dodos. They switch over now to the Cat.
Yeah, Heather there, trying to get a little bit of damage in the backline. Can't really do much. Yeah, you see Kevin's basically doing a better job of what the ball should do, right? Taking a bit of pressure, taking a bit of being a nuisance, allowing the rest of your team, in this case Sebastian, to just clean up.
And it's like, what is the Wrecking Balls to do against this comp, right? I mean, the little guns, like, I mean, they're pretty good, but the fall off is not that great when you shoot to the sky, whereas the Malga, you can at least burn them, make them feel bad a little bit. So it's challenging for them. They have to find the right opportunity, and they do. It's a pulse bomb into the heavens, delivered into the face of Isaac, and he blows up the Bastion in the sky, and now free reign for the Dodos to fly.
No, fair enough. That's, as much as we were saying, the ball comp not quite working. Heather is not letting them get stomped so easily. It finds 4 that man. That's insane pulse bomb stick, and yeah, I think they've got the right idea here. They take the Wrecking Ball, send it into the back, and just distract the Bastion enough to where Heather and now their own Bastion can clear up.
What? The nano boost into the sky? It's like a star, but not the one that you want to look at here, Lag, and he is just blowing people up. The Gatling gun goes burr for sure, and that's the cage fight, more just for the barrier and the defense to create that fortress of solitude like we talked about, and we've seen teams hold here before.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be quite an interesting hold here, because the cage fight it was. I mean, Crazy Dodos, they had a really good push there. They were like up 1 or 2 players. They had the nanoed Bastion. And then Kevin just says, please, get off my cart now.
I thought the stop was about to push him over the edge. I mean, you know the Wrecking Ball's got some escapability, but that was too damn close. Now, less than a minute available for the Dodos to dislodge the Vanirquick Norway from this point. Let's take a look at the ultimates. We have the Cat Bastion available.
Yeah, definitely. The Cat Bastion available. But the flying sights from Ryan here. Doesn't matter. We'll find 2, but we'll fall for it, I guess. And yeah, look at the ultimates. I think the Catnap plus Bastion ult combo from Crazy Dodos. This is gonna be what's gonna be able to keep them alive, right? They take so much damage, but the perk with the Bastion ult should be good. If you can get Kevin off the map with that Cat ult as well, that could be what they need to push him over the edge.
Isaac catnapped his own Bastion to save him from the pile driver. That was big. Here's the artillery strike, but it finds nothing, just goes awry. But the pulse bomb is what will do. It finds the opposite number there. Well done. Heather is on fire in this one. We saw them in the chat doing ... Doesn't want to take this one lightly now. The bomb's laid across the battlefield. This will get them over the finish line, and on to point 2 we go.
And Heather just will not let this team die. Whatever they can do to keep it going. If they here, we'll find the final pick onto the Cat, and yeah, we're looking like a lot stronger now that Crazy Dodos also switched onto this Cat Bastion. It's a lot easier to mirror, and it's just the same sort of pressure. You see the Torb switch come over from Norway, which I guess is just a bit more of a aerial countermeasure.
Yeah, it's more reliable damage to shoot in the sky or protect your backline from the tracer, right? You're zipping, and the turret will at least find where she is, and then you can kind of go from there. But I feel like it's pretty vulnerable, the turret, at the same time, so you have to find the proper positioning for it too. And this Wrecking Ball doing its namesake, dislodging from the high ground.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know, I think this turret as well, as much as the counter aerial wise is, I think it's also just a bit of a pre-warning for when Heather is in your backline about to rip you to shreds. But it's not Heather you need to worry about. This is Bastion here in the sky.
That is scary. I'm fortunate that I'm not high enough ranked to play against such a composition, but that just looks so devious to just play against. Oh man, the time continues to tick down. Almost a minute here for the Crazy Dodos on point 2.
Yeah, definitely. You got the Kitsune matches coming up from both sides here, but it's A, B, C, E there with the first ults. Like, but well, the Cat Bastion on Vanirquick in general have the offense, but the Heather takes the early pick onto Ryan. That's gonna be a tough one now, as Kevin also falls a bit low.
Okay, there must be some blood feud between those two, or a grudge match or something, because that's like the third time Heather has spied out Ryan and got him with the pulse bomb. So no love lost from those two for sure. But more kills go the way of the Crazy Dodos. But now a rebuttal, a counter punch from Vanirquick. They clap back with the Kitsune Rush. The Fox Spirit is guiding. The Helixes will crisscross across the battlefield. The turret, though, now doing its work, shooing these divers away. But the landmine is here. The minefield could be the savior of this. They're pushing the Samoan Warrior around. This is a chaotic fight. Back and forth we go.
It doesn't really matter for Kevin though, right? He just lives. He just has like 700 health plus overdrive. It's the rest of the team you got to worry about. It's 3-4 already. Overtime is about to tick in, and VQ, they're on their last legs here.
That was a great landmine, though, because it split the backline from Kevin, right? Cut the feet out from under him. They couldn't reach the Samoan Warrior, and there we go. The tank doing everything they can to move this point forward. We're on to number 3.
I'm not too sure about that artillery strike at the end there from DQ. Like, there's nobody to touch you. You get to pick on the carry, but now you just don't have the survivability to help.
Yeah, maybe just to create some space to get yourselves back into a defensive position. You can get your turret in the position you want, but yeah, I agree. Maybe could have saved that for another day. But with how quickly these two Bastions have been accruing their ultimates, probably doesn't mind it too much. He's already at 64% to it. We have the Molten Core, though, which I really love. This could be the key ultimate, but it's just the turret and the Torbjorn doing the work.
I think about 40 seconds coming into here is going to potentially the final fight. This Molten Core just on the point in overtime should do everything you need. See some like last minute switches coming over for Crazy Dodos here. Strike over the Honor and Hustle Daddy to the Sojourn. Maybe you're looking to just get like an easy picks onto Kevin with the Soj, like a big anti-nade, but the Cat Bastion ult from Norway here could mean doom.
I was wondering if it was the sleep, right? Is the sleep the primary responsibility of this Ana? Sleep the cat, have everybody fall out of the sky, whatever it may be, but fallen into hell is the Wrecking Ball. The turret doing the work once again. A Kitsune Rush in desperation from the Substitute will find nothing. The Molten Core laid down in celebration. I don't think there's going to be a touch.
Unless this ball can get it in the last 3 seconds, which, yeah, he does actually get the touch.
Wow.
Kitsune does come out earlier, though, so it's just on this minefield and whether the rest of the team can get back in time.
Lays down the mines and lays down his life, as now it's just a string of bodies that layer onto the point, but ABCE says see you later. An artillery strike into the spawn room will prevent any advance towards the point, and that is where the cart will stay.
Yeah, like as much as we can get the Wrecking Ball touch here, it doesn't matter because the Cat Bastion is stopping every single other player on your team from even leaving the spawn room. And just like you fall low, okay, we just use Cat and get out of there now, and that's fine. We just win the round then.
Oh, do you think, Lag, that on attack now, will Vanirquick, they go for the Malga again? Do they go for something else on defense? Do Crazy Dodos go with the Wrecking Ball? I feel like you've got to do something else with the tank line.
Yeah, I think honestly the Malga worked really well for VQ. The only thing I could see them switching up tank wise is like maybe they want to get to the high ground. Obviously it's a lot harder to get to high ground from attack side, but okay, yeah, we see the Malga come out from Crazy Dodos now. I think this is going to be so much better for them, right? Like we've said both maps now, the ball hasn't really been hitting the mark. So just yeah, matching Kevin on this Malga, I think is what's best for them here.
We'll see if some Malga slop is in order. We definitely know the cat Bastion is on the menu for sure. But Ryan still hovering over this Torbjorn on attack. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we do an old school stick the turret on the cart and watch it roll. Like I don't think it's gonna work like that. I think yeah, we see the Ana stick here as well from Crazy Dodo. I think that might be what they need. It worked well like one fight, but they switched it a bit too late. I think if we can see those sleeps continuously from them, I think it's gonna work really well for them.
They've kind of gone for this anti cat Bastion kind of composition, right? With the Cassidy, with the sleep. So if their duo can't get it done in the sky, we've got some backup there for them, which then will also leave the Malga to kind of be on their lonesome. We have a flank here from Heather. Their primary target was that Malga, but now there's just raining grenades from the sky. And they oh, what? What happened there? Into the drinking ghost.
Yeah, that's certainly gonna give lots and lots of space now for VQ, and they're just gonna say, yeah, let's just take advantage of it as this all full swing onto this Malga here, and it's. I don't really know what happened there. Did they accidentally drop the Bastion, or did the cat get full? Like, what happened there?
I'm not sure. We'll have to have Luau and the rest of our production crew find the replay for us. But yeah, a touch of disaster. And Bosch was like, okay, I tried the Malga. I hate the Malga. I'm going back to the ball. It's my favorite character. Let's see what the Wrecking Ball can do on defense. But that was an easy 0.1 for Vanirquick.
Yeah, 5 minutes on the clock now. It's still trickling picks in for VQ and ABCE, please. It just keeps finding and again, yeah, pick after pick. That's 3 down now, and the cart now is gonna get pretty much most of the way around the corner with 5 minutes still on the clock. And yeah, maybe this ball pick, like it seems to be working a bit better for them than maybe Bosch is a bit more comfortable on the Wrecking Ball compared to the Malga, even if his Malga is the better pick here.
Yeah, sometimes comfortability is what helps you the most, and they are facilitating their team. Bosch and Heather working in tandem to find these picks in the backline. It's just the rest of the team. Can they keep up? The cardiac overdrive popped here to keep the Samoan alive, and as you mentioned, around the corner we go. But it looks like they'll retreat for just a little bit so they can regroup and go again.
Yeah, I think Heather as well on this Tracer, like. It's probably better to play the Bastion, but Heather, we've seen, has just been carrying team fights solo on this Tracer, so maybe we're expecting some big things here.
Oh, Deadeye from Hustle Daddy, but didn't see anything in the kill feed. And locked down and sent down is the Wrecking Ball. And I believe a Nano Boost was popped there onto Hustle Daddy. They get one, but don't get more than that. This Samoan Warrior has been everywhere, but so too has Heather. Finds another with the Pulse Bomb, but that's just the turret. That's fine for now. We'll call that half a kill, but really going after the Engineer themselves and maybe the Cat in the Sky. Everybody from the Torbjorn family in the crosshairs of Heather. Finally, they're felled.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got Big Kevin to defend the whole lineage as the cage fight comes onto the point here. Just gets the Wrecking Ball. Not having your tank up in this upcoming fight is going to be crucial. As the Molten Core comes out, you have the Kitsune coming up as they reach a checkpoint as well.
I like this Molten Core here. Just block every entry point to the cart, and let's get this one over the finish line. And you know, they don't have to that much farther to go. The golden box of victory is in their sights. Bosch, he joins the fray and says, wait, where is everybody? Oh, wait, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting contest there. I mean, well, 4.5 minutes and about 10 meters to go. You kind of just have to touch that, like every opportunity you get here for Bosch.
Landmine looking to split the Malga from his team again, and it does so effectively. Multiple kills pop up for the side in red. That is a Kitsune Rush laid down by Reflect just to try to turn the tides, but it was too late. What is this, ABC? No! The artillery strike right on top of his head will find 2, but the rest of the team has already fallen.
I actually quite like that for VQ. It's a bit sloppy, but the general idea of like the ball's on point. Let's send our Malga to go distract all 4 of them. It very nearly worked. They were just maybe 1 pick away from winning the match there.
Isaac was so close to dying.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, the catnap does enough lag to push him off the point, and they will take map number 2, Vanirquick.
There we go, 2-3, and we look at the scoreboard here. ABCE did amazing things, and yeah, probably definitely a deserved play of the game here from Heather. Just refused to take that match. Wow.
Yeah, a lovely play from Heather. I mean, they've showed some exemplary skill on this Tracer, landing the pulse bombs, finding the knocks, right? Some great kick combos from them, but the rest, we knew the DPS line was going to be good for the Crazy Dodos, but it's just the whole team itself needs a bit more coordination.
Yeah, definitely. I think even though obviously Heather is on the losing team, like it's a stellar performance on both maps now. But yeah, just this Wrecking Ball comp, like it's not. I don't know if it's maybe with like their best comp or what they think is meta, but it's just clearly not facing up to big Kevin and the gang. You know, it's the stalwartness that is like the Mauga and the Sigma, and it's just not quite where it needs to be for Crazy Dodos.
It's like one of those teams where you have a bunch of stars, but they're not forming a constellation, right? They're just kind of all over the place, and if they're all over the place, they're not shining bright together, and that seems to be the issue. Finding a composition where they all can illuminate the match, that is what we're looking for. And obviously, this is week 1 of Season 9, so they have some more matches to go and more team chemistry to build, but we'll see if they make some adjustments. As we go into map number 3, though, Lag, do you think this is the time to take the Wrecking Ball off the board? Let's just force the Dodos into doing something else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we're gonna find out. So we're gonna go to a very quick break. Will be maybe 3 minutes, but yeah, I think when we come back for our third map, we'll get to see, are they actually going to find something that finally cracks this Vanirquick Norway team.
All right, we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you sticking with us through that short break. You are tuning in to Norway versus the Crazy Dodos here in Season 9 of the Face It League Expert Division. I'm HD Philly B with Lag Oleth. We've had a pretty good game so far, but it's really gone the way of Norway. They've had better teamwork, which makes sense from a national squad.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Norway team here, the call coming from the Overwatch World Cup Norway, they had an incredible performance, and yeah, we've just been seeing that shine through into today's match. And even though we said, like in the before, Crazy Dodos, they have a core that works together in the Saudi League, that's not how it's looked today, to be honest.
Yeah, a little lackluster, and that's okay, right? That we can see the potential, Lag, and I think that's the big thing. These players, individually, wonderful skill. It's just how do we get them all to mix together? But now we find ourselves in Siravasa. The ban phase went really quick, my friend. We have the Malga taken off the board and the Symmetra, which means Bosch says, okay, Wrecking Ball it is.
Yeah, I think, honestly, this is, like, best case scenario for Dodos, right? Both bans, like, Kevin was clearly doing so much work on the Mauga. Okay, you take that off, we'll go back to our Sig comp that we were playing before. And the TPO that Norway had was so annoying, like taking that Sim off board. I think this is honestly best case scenario, both bans-wise, for Crazy Dodos here.
An interesting switch, though, for the Dodos. I'm seeing Heather on the Pharah, which leaves Tona on the Tracer. I mean, I really liked Heather on the Tracer. I would have preferred them to kind of stick on that character, but maybe the better projectile DPS hero for the squad. So we will see. So Lucio, as we mentioned, really good on these flashpoints, gets the Dodos in position first to take the point.
Yeah, I thought we've been seeing Kiri Mizuki here. The Lucio speed plus the ball Tracer, like Crazy Dodos is so much faster, and that's really what this game mode is about. It's all about speed. And yeah, we see that in the early take here, and like I think maybe if Norway had that Symmetra on board, they'd be a lot quicker.
The accuracy level for ABCE is at 100%, plucking the bird from the sky. The recall forced and the death ensues. That was a quick rebuttal there from Norway. Patience has been the name of their game today.
Yeah, definitely. As much as we say, as much as I just said, it's not about the winning the battle; it's about winning the war. Even though Crazy Dodos, they get their first, they get the first point flip. Doesn't matter with a comp like Norway's with Sig, the Mei. You can just take it slow, take your time, poke out the damage, and then just pick them off one by one.
Let's see how the Crazy Dodos decide to aggress the point this time. A switch to the Mei for Ryan. I really like Mei on this, especially keeping that ball in place, right? Freezing them, walling them off, whatever it is. Heather switching over to the Echo. They were posturing on that before the start of the game. Let's see what they can do with the copycat. Is there a high noon? It was, and Heather right on cue will take down the Cowboy. I thought those two liked each other. Apparently not. Ryan will keep his DPS avenged. And still hanging on to the point is Norway. They are shining gold, and a point-blank icicle will do the job.
Yeah, I don't know where this Mei was hiding on Rialto, because Ryan's just being a headshot after headshot. Jeez, that's been an insane performance. Already has the Blizz pretty much coming into this next point, and yeah, I think we're gonna be looking at this Mei here. It's quite good. We see the ball swap onto the monkey here. I think this works a lot better into the Mei because like the ball comes in pretty easily, very easy to wall off and freeze. So I think this Winston swap is gonna be a lot better for Crazy Dodos here.
Big fan of the Scientist, one of my favorite tanks to play. We'll see how they do in this. Getting poked out, unfortunately, needs some heals and has to give up some space. But look at the amount of ultimates available for Norway. They can just engage in this with a snowball and then find some space that they're looking for. But they'll open it up with a pick instead. Where will the dive be in a coordination? It doesn't even matter. ABC is lighting it up.
I guess so. As much as I was singing Ryan's praises the last fight, they're just taking it in turns. It was Ryan one fight, ABC the next. It'll be Kevin coming up now, and yeah, like so many ults on board now for Norway, and then I guess you have the beat and the Kitsune for Dodos. Like maybe get a good copy, but it's the Flux that comes in here that gets just before the beat as well.
Slams him into the ground, and that forces out the copy for Heather, really just to kind of get some extra health to survive through it. And what? A Kitsune rush? Where was that even laid down? How can they leverage that? And that forces Shrek to put in the sound barrier to keep the team alive. However, Kevin is so stalwart on the point, will not be denied, and instead will take even more space, and that gives Ryan some spots to work. They are shooting icicles into the sky and will take down two. That's a wall off onto the Scientist. Nowhere where for him to figure out to go, and that will be another point in the cap for Norway.
Poor Monkey as well. Like somehow didn't get the beat, lived through the blizzard, and just keeps engaging on low HP. And nobody else has touched it. That's gonna be an easy 2-0 for Norway. Good few ults invested there though. But then there's not really that much on the side of Crazy Dodos either. Like Kevin going in with that Flux before the beat was great, but like from what we've seen from them, you'd expect it to do more, right? Like you'd expect that to be the collapse, the fight winner. So maybe we saw a little bit of signs of life there, I guess.
Surely did. Now they do have the pulse bomb here, Dodos, and if it was Heather, I know it'd be a secured kill. But Tona, we will see what magic they can pull. A dive in coordination. They found the primary target. That is the Cassidy. Now the monkey is angry. The primal rage knocking people to and fro, which gives Heather the space to work. The bird in the sky finds a couple, but here is Kevin. This guy just doesn't seem to die, but the grasp is forced, and finally he is slain. The point will go the way of the Dodos.
It's like that opening pulse from Tona. It's perfect, really. It's what you need. It opens up the rain, and then the Winston can come in and just be as distracting as possible. And you see the barrage coming online now for Heather, so they're gonna need to do the same thing again. The Flux from Kevin though, he's got that. They're nowhere near the beat, so if they can get that off quick, they have a lot of ults coming online for Norway.
It was a good economical push for Norway, right? Yeah, they lost the war, but they come back stronger in this with all the ultimates they have, and that's a barrage from the sky and right into the grasp. It goes. Hungry is Kevin for victory and for missiles. It's ABC who will open up the kill feed once again. The Helix will be laid down. The Fox Spear guiding Norway to victory, and just with one ult, they'll get the point.
Yeah, that's incredible ult calling me to be. I guess like the only problem is now you're in an uneven support ult fight, but then even then you have the Sanctuary from Isaac. Like You could see easily just this whole map over in the next fight. Realistically, if Kevin comes in early, you still don't have the beat online from Shrek. Like it's gonna be a rough one from Crazy Dodos to push into. They are gonna push him with an early Kitsune though.
And Kenkai Sanctuary immediately into response, and they are looking for the Scientist immediately for the dive there. That was okay, a to and fro of support ultimates, but it is the silver bullet that will go through the skull of the Scientist and take him down. With no tank, no frontline, no health, there's no way on to the point.
I do really just want to pick up on Kevin missing every single shot there onto a 1 HP Tracer. I'm not going to let that slide. Yeah, final fight territory here as Shrek as the beat online. So it should be an interesting one.
Finally, right, Lag? It's been forever. We've said like 2 or 3 fights that Shrek needs it. They'll go for the beat engage. This needs to be successful for Crazy Dodo as the overtime wick will burn, but Kevin will deny the Tracer entry. However, it is a trade back and forth, but mostly going the way of the team in gold. The Primal Rage must be popped once again. Furious is the monkey. They're going for it, but locked up in the zoo is he, and taken down and no way to touch. It's Vanirquick in 3.
Yeah, just a little bit too distracted there from the monkey. Goes hard onto Isaac, and it's just it's disappointing. I mean, like, well, great for Norway. I mean, but yeah, sure. The side of Crazy Dodos, you're expecting like great things from them coming in, a great team, and it's just yeah, they seem so uncoordinated. Whereas you look at like Norway, just star players all working really well together. The fact that it's just the Team Norway core, and it's just really benefited them, and you can see all the hard work that they've been putting in really shining through.
Good coordination, good communication, clear strategies, right? And they weren't playing reactively like, okay, this is how we want to win each fight, how we want to go into each map, what are our bans going to be. On the flip side, Crazy Dodos, they were playing with a sub, right? Their Kiriko is a sub player, so maybe not fully in the mix, right? Sometimes that can be difficult. Some shining moments of individual play, but yeah, they've got to work on that strategy portion of the game, right? It's not just let's out mechanic the other team, let's outwit them and outlast and outplay them. That is the true strategy. So it's been a fantastic series, but any closing thoughts for you, Lag?
Yeah, I think this is definitely an indicator of what's going to be a very exciting season for Norway. It's right at the beginning of the season, and I think you could be said for Crazy Dodos, right? Right at the start, like you saw 1 or 2 signs of life from them. You've still got a whole season to wrap things up, so it should be good as well. We'll just take a look back over the maps here. Yeah, 3-2 on Rialto. They almost got it all the way. They took a map on Ilios. Like, some signs of life, I think.
For sure. And yeah, a great series overall. It was quick indeed. Now, folks, I do have to thank everybody from our production crew here. That's Luau, our producer. That's KPJ, who was our observer. And, of course, Philly and Lag with you on the cast. So we thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this production, it's respawn.io. So feel free to reach out to them for any future production needs that you have. Lag, it's been an absolute pleasure to kick off Season 9 of the Basic League with you. Friends from around the world, we'll catch you next time.